Hello and welcome back to Tyranny. Right, so where were we last time? People still hate me. The Peacemaker. Who? Oh, a powerful artifact. The battle mace wielded by Gavin Ash as he conquered the tears in Kairos' name. Where to? I think we should speak with Blade and Mark. Right? The Arcade of War and Secrets are no more. Return to Blade and Mark in Ashwood. Three days. That's gonna be a long journey. And we're here. Bladen, we did as you ask. We come for our prize. A shadow steps towards you. The edger takes form and submerges, a familiar arrival. But rather than greeting, the Archon slowly cycles around, examining you with discerning eyes. Finally he nods and stops before you, offering you one of his signature blades.
Think you've earned me as your blade? I can see that you've defeated the Archons of War and Secrets. No easy feat. But are you ready to stand against the Adjudicator, the Overlord?
I need to know if you will bow down to me, or if I need to settle this with violence.
Eventually, one of us has to bow or break to the other. You should know by now that rulership isn't my style. I have no desire to win this little pissing match or collect your fealty. At the same time, when you pester me with questions like that, the idea of serving you becomes more and more irritating.
I have to agree here.
I don't know. Maybe I should be the one to lead.
Just take the dagger. The soft hiss whispers Andreas unfurls from the curved blade. They bite at you, swiftly slicing a sharp mark as the dagger dissolves into a palm of your hand.
You know what we need to do next.
Blade and Mark bows, dark arms sweeping wide. Like the shadows around him, his voice fades with semblance as he sweeps once more into the pitch of nothingness.
You'll next see me with the Adjudicator. Be ready to wield your blade.
And thus he disappears into the shadows. We can go to the Bastard City. Quest. Yeah, that's where we're supposed to go actually. Let's take him out in 4 days. So, oh, why don't you just... Oh, okay, I was gonna say, why don't you just teleport? Different enemies are susceptible to different types of damage. Identifying their weaknesses will give you an edge in battle. Did I actually assign my spells? I don't remember. And here we are, the magnificent throne room that I shall call my own, in not long from now. Well, we demand to be heard. And they just left.
Fatebinder, thank you for answering my summons. This could very well be the defining hour of the conquest.
Just stay silent and listen.
Your lack of propriety has been noted, Fatebinder.
I am glad you noticed. You're not as dumb as you look.
I first want to make it clear why we've assembled today. After the collapse of Vendrian's Well and the start of the Civil War, it became clear to me that there must have been some great fault on the part of the Archons. We come together to root out the source of our troubles, and determine which of the Archons has sown more chaos during the war.
I can point to the carpet of sparrows of the discussion. Bloodmarch aims the tip of a crude dagger at your heart. This is the scum who brought down the voices. I hope it isn't your intention to arm yourself before court peaceful legal representatives, Commander. Otherwise, unless to offer amusement as blatant marks fly you for our delight. Callio, thank you. He squints to Callio and slowly returns his weapon to its sheath. Then turns to aim what you can only assume is a stern look. He refocuses back onto you with a cool stoicism. I really can't say with this little mask of yours.
Much has happened since I dispatched you on that mission.
Oh, what mission? I totally forgot. Gavin Ash and the voice of Nerad, the appointed generals of the war, are both dead. You were instructed for bringing justice to the unlawful, but you have clearly taken the law into your own hands. Tunon hovers his thoughtful accusation silence. Ash was unstable. I needed to put him down. The voice was madman. He didn't deserve a trial. He didn't have a choice. Yes, he did. Just listen what he has to say.
The court has a serious problem to address. Your conduct throughout this campaign has come into question, and you will answer for your actions.
Interesting. You have made quite a name for yourself, Painbinder. Stories of your deeds have spread through the tiers, and all of them have reached this court. Some actions have consequences. Not really. We will see what your actions have wrought.
The court has its own charges to present, and invites you to answer for yourself.
I expected as much. Bring your charges.
The trial begins now. I recommend that you treat these moments with deserving gravity, as they might be your last. Don't attempt to lie or evade answers. I will judge you in the objective eyes of our overlord. Is that understood?
I don't recognize the authority of this court to judge me.
That is not a luxury available to you or anyone. Kairos grants me the authority to pass judgment, and you would do well to remember it. You are on trial for transgressing on the Overlord's authority, breaking the laws of the Empire, bringing mayhem to an otherwise orderly conquest, and meddling in concerns that fell beyond your station. Our directive to bring Kairos' peace to the tiers has suffered, and you will answer for the part you played.
But the tiers are united, or have you not seen my armies swarming every single corner of this pathetic little wasteland? No, I have brought peace. You are just too blind to see it. If you don't mind, educator, we are on familiar terms with the Fatebinder here. Should any consequences require our input, we'll add our voices as testimony. She nods and Roglos and then turns to you with an irritable expression.
The court has inquiries into your conduct.
Very, very funny.
I first call your travel companions to speak on your behalf as witnesses to your character or accomplices to your crimes.
My companions have nothing to do with my crimes. They are simple soldiers following their general's orders. You'll do well to remember that, Tunon.
Who will speak on behalf of the Fatebinder? Siren, Archon of Song. Give us your full report.
Of course, Your Honor. Your respect for a fellow Archon is duly noted. I thank you for asking me to add my input in this very delicate matter. I will endeavor to speak honestly and stick to the heart of the matter.
Okay.
My time with the Fatebinder has been eventful, but nothing I've seen has given me cause to praise or condemn his actions. Like any person, he does good and evil in equal measure, and it all seems to balance itself out in the end.
Wow. Okay.
Will anyone else speak on the Fatebinder's behalf? Tidecaster, let yourself be known to the court.
The court wishes my testimony. Well then, I am ebb of the School of Tides, and this room echoes a lot. It's very intimidating.
That's the reason they built it here, you see. They actually don't have any authority.
I don't know what passes for glowing praise in this particular court, but the Archon gets my reluctant but uncoerced vote of confidence.
Will anyone else speak on the Fatebinder's behalf? Let the aged chronicler step forward.
If it may please the court, I will speak true.
No, don't do that. Okay.
I have had the honor and privilege of shadowing the Archon. A dream come true for someone so eager to witness history in the unfolding. I can say, with conviction, I am following greatness.
And that's why I keep you around. And if required, I could produce my travelage to back my claims. I have noted the good, the bad, and I think you'll find the Archon has been a force of order and balance. Exactly what you should want from a Fatebinder.
Will anyone else speak on the Fatebinder's behalf?
Evidently not. The time has come for the Fatebinder to offer his testimony. You were tasked with bringing order to the conquest of the Tears, and yet you ignored your directives from the Archons. Do you hold conquest itself in contempt, or did none of the ruling factors convince you of their worth? Though Tunon maintains a static exterior, something about the incline of his head speaks of rage, restraint, and perhaps more importantly, curiosity. Okay, which one should I say? The Archons were pretty incompetent, they didn't deserve my help. Supporting the Archons, who already proved themselves lacking, would have been a waste of my progress. I recognized a better way to unify the Tears, yes. Supporting the Archons, who already proved themselves lacking, would have been a waste of progress. I recognized a better way to unify the Tears. You are tasked with solving the problems of sieges, dear colleague of mine, not taking control of the entire war effort, remember yourself. And yet, it was resolved. I did my duty. What is the matter? While studying you in silence, you entered the Old Wells, a clear violation of Kairos' law. How do you answer for your preservation of justice? Do you think yourself above the law? They were open and available for plunder. No. The transgression was necessary to complete my task. The war stood in the path of justice. The wall stood in the path of... I hope you hear yourself, because that statement alone shows extraordinary contempt of your work. You have the silent archives in your possession, responsibility a forbidden lore, the likes of which few of the North have ever comprehended. How do you speak of this clear breach of Kairos' law? As a trusted servant of court, I am the only one responsible enough to handle forbidden lore. You never taught me enough. My education wasn't sufficient for this task. Was I not tasked with restoring order? I needed every resource at my disposal. A compelling point, Abjugator. These one's orders were vague by design. I imagined to offer the broadest possible allocations. Okay. Under my protection, and yet you stole the Megabane helm without the arcane protection that I commissioned from Forge Bound. The city is laid before the Bane, like an offering. Why did you steal it? Steal? To be fair, the Fatebinder is tasked with using the tools at their disposal to resolve vital problems. The Mage Bane is nothing if not a tool. Perhaps Zdenia would have been better served crafting a statue, but I will allow the defendant to explain. Did I take the helm? My mistake. Wow, that was not an explanation. I couldn't allow the Bane to impede my efforts to restore order. The helmet will be returned. You speak with reason rather than greed. I don't know why I trust this testimony, but I sense no falsehood. Very well. Wow, you're a deluded old man. You resolved Kairos storms with legal contrivance. What more, you spared Stourt's ruling bloodline, circulating the Adept's very purpose. Did you think the Overlord Fury was riddle for you to unveil? Huh. The Overlord's will can be overcome by legal loopholes. Don't you see the implication? Kairos is fiable. Your Honor, I move that this statement be stricken from the record on grounds of falsehood. Ever since you arrived in the Tiers, you have proven sternly tight-lipped. Your speech is often stilled, as if by some great terror of apprehension. Can you even answer for this anomaly, or are you too simple to manage it? In my dispensation of justice, I find it most useful to let others to do the talking. All I do is observe and allow them to incriminate themselves. I'm going to allow this. That is a better objection than I had suspected. Thank you for satisfying my curiosity.
I have one final question, Fatebinder. You were brought to this campaign to adjudicate the disagreements between the two armies. After your arrival, matters quickly escalated into a civil war. Did you knowingly join the conquest of the Tiers to sow discord in your wake? Or were you merely a victim of circumstance?
Okay, I will say the number 2. I recognized the Archon's corruption from the start. It was only a matter of time before they turned on each other. I was prepared for this eventuality.
If you anticipated a failure on this scale, you should have informed me, or else worked to avoid it rather than pit combatants against each other.
It was not my fault, as you may know. Truly the wisdom of the court knows no bounds, Your Honor.
I am finished with my line of questioning. Have you any closing remarks for the court? Though I have ever strived to bring peace and order to this shattered region, I recognize that our work is an uphill battle, and well worth a struggle. Can I find him after I'm proclaimed innocent or guilty? Well, let's see. Yes, so let's say this. Peace is a lie. The Overlord holds dominion because we are ignorant to the alternatives. The better Overlord stands before you, ready to define justice as he sees fit. Were it anyone else standing in your place, I would condemn them as a traitor. I cannot deny that you have challenged many of the beliefs I once held to be unshakable. After weighing the charges, this court finds you guilty of all charges. It is this court's opinion that you are a seditious mastermind, a scheming derelict, and a traitor bent on sowing the destruction of the Northern Empire. The sentence is death.
We shall see about that, educator.
Hubris in the face of annihilation. My court and the world at large are better rid of you, wretched thing. Blood Mark, execute him.
Will he though? Shadow pool and merge briskly together, long wipes like blades, willow twist the snap of blade and mark, emerges from the coalescing darkness. Against the expectations of the room, his deadly focus falls not to you, but to Tunon.
Forgive me, Adjudicator, but this dagger now cuts for another Archon. I'm going to slice you from throat to thigh and bleed your insides out, but I'll make it quick.
Come on. The Archon of Justice flows with utter and quick blows. An iron grinds stalwart in the unmoving in the face of Blade Mark's attack. A myriad of shadow doubles, covering the Archon's daring, slicing and scaling with dripping black blade, as deadly as they are immaterial. But the Abjudicator makes no move to dodge. Instead, he merely snatches one of them on the throat and lifts it high before him. The shadow immediately begins to sip, dissolve into nothingness, slipping with hiss through the black glove fingers. But before it can escape, the Adjudicator slams the haft of his glove against the ground, rocking the court with straggling shockwave of raw power. Blindingly white light flares from the head of the gravel, and wisping, thrusting shadow into Non's grasp, snaps harshly into the very solid of Blade and Marks, sneering with pain as every last shadow in the room burns hotly away. A cur, believing he has served his leash, would bite its own master's hand. I see, I must bring you to heel yet again. The rasp-racked breath, face turned against the searing light, expression twisted in agony as his skin sinks and begins to peel away. I removed the binding of shadow. You have no hold on me, Abjudicator. Who thought you? He chokes and rises against Tunon's grip, but every dagger he draws dissipates in the harsh glare of light. His skin turns and his clothes smoke, and finally a jagged cry escapes his throat. Did you think the Overlords favored you because she spared you once, Tunon? Tunon lifts Mark high into the light. Did you believe that she would one day allow you to defeat me? That she would entrust you to me with no sound means for discipline? The assassin twists enough to look at you. He grants a wistful on half smile. Sorry, Kent, can't help you, after all. His eyes wither and light bursts through him, several places disintegrating whole chunks of his body. Don't worry, I won't. Don't die. Maybe he wanted to say I won't die, because I think it should be don't die. Be gone and reflect upon the consequences of your choice, Archon of Shadows. Suffer in the state of endless illumination until I deem you have corrected your misbehavior.
Begone, Archon of Shadows. You bring disgrace to your very station. To find such impertinence in my very court, all will be punished in due time. You, Fatebinder, will be the first.
Even behind Tunon's masks of resolve, you know behind it lies a man, trembling, anger. He slams his staff to the ground. Well, well. It seems like this little puppy has teeth. Okay. Immune to frost. Oh, okay, that's interesting. No, that's what I was looking for. You did cast this, you cast this, and I do this. Do you have any spells I need? I don't think so. Ow.
This weapon is entirely worthless.
Leave him. Summon that shadow of yours. That might help.
Nobody saw that, right?
He's barely injured. Don't worry, so am I. I need your help. Try to knock him down. Oh my. He's injured now. Still have a lot of potions for myself. What is this, by the way? Dear Remedy. Use this. He's still injured. Is it back? That's great. Critical hit tune on, slashing 13. And now he's badly injured. Kick him in the head. Then I'm gonna try this. I don't know if it's seems like I'm
That's from the
stunned
record.
for a long time, in fact. How long? 1 second.
This
Come
weapon
on.
is entirely worthless.
I call upon the stone to consume.
Okay guys, run here. I need Landry and I to heal you all. Come on Landry. Come on Landry. Oh, great. Wow, you actually cast Return to the Source. That's great. Electrical joint. Still very badly wounded he is. Guys, don't. Yeah, you can burn, I guess. Come on, cast that.
Hey, nobody saw that, right?
Okay, use this. Let's see if it's gonna work or not. Ow! Wow.
That attack didn't work.
Of course it didn't work. Let's try this. Use this.
Do I
And you use
really
that.
need to?
Okay, you get out of there. I will destroy him.
Pay attention, kids. You might learn something.
That attack didn't work.
You can summon
This
another
should do the
shadow.
trick.
You shouldn't have used that. Anyway, let's try to knock him down. What, is he scared? Look at him. Try to knock him out.
This weapon is entirely worthless.
Still alive. Let's
A
finish you off,
well-placed
shall we?
hit.
The earth itself judges you.
Oh, thank you for telling me that. Can I disarm him? Oh,
Shit, 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 shit.
guys, run. No, 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 don't stand close to him. It's gonna be a very stupid decision.
You have learned much in your few years, Archon. Striking down our kind is more than the swinging of a blade or pounding of a mallet. There are Kairos' laws, and the laws that govern our natural order. I fear they often diverge. I have broken the laws of nature for too long. Life should end in its course. And this is my time at last.
To the pain, you can hear something like a satisfaction in Tunon's words.
Kairos is coming. An army swifter and more dangerous than disfavored and Scotland corps combined makes for the tears, propelled by the Overlord's will. Your efforts here are wasted. You cannot halt this advance.
Tunon raises his arms up high and looks at the ceiling of his court. With flash of arcane power, the Archon is no more. Kara's puppet is no more. This is a great symbolic victory. And my victory, you know, I am the one that killed him. We have smashed the public face of Kairos' lawful and legitimate control of the tears. This will be remembered as the day of liberation. No, this will be remembered as the day of the greatness, since I rule now. If you had told me this morning we are going to slay the oldest living Archon, I'd have thought you mad. Sketching what remains of Archon of Justice, Landry's hand moves with hurried excitement. I bet he never thought he'd be done in by one of his own Fatebinders. His downfall will make for a most amusing chapter of the Chronicle. This is incredible, Fatebinder. We just destroyed Kairos' personal judge and executioner. If there was any doubt of your power, it's gone now. Oh, Landry. You an artifact? Archon's Judgment. Judge an enemy, freezing them in solid block of ice. While this state, they are unable to take any action. This effect scales with the Fatebinder Judgment's renown. A place of judgments, whatever. This mask of stern and forgiving iron. What do you give me actually except that? Corrode. Let's see how it fits me, shall we? Sounds good. Landry, how about you?
Oops, I broke it. Oh, just kidding.
Wow, he actually looks amazing with that thing on. Okay, Eb. I know you don't actually like wearing helms, but let's see. Not as good. Come on. Well, one thing's for sure. The Bane helm is mine. Rule of law. Did we read all of this? This Master's forgiving iron was previously worn by Tunon, the Abdicator, as a symbol of imperiality. Even before he assumes his mantle of the Archon of Lawbringer, Tunon's obsession with fair procedure extended to his face, which he did not trust to audience at trial without expressing some unintended bias. This mask replaced a previous variation made of wood, and was assigned to Tunon when he became the Archon of Justice. In keeping with Tunon's severity, this mask is extremely uncomfortable. Now he wore this for uninterrupted centuries is a mystery. His mask is nothing if not an extension of one of his core philosophies, that everyone should feel protected under the Kairos law, but no one should feel safe. Okay. I need to upgrade this a little bit. Right, so what now? It has come to your attention that Kairos has made a good on his threat. Armies march from the north with only one goal: utter annihilation of the tiers. Fortunately, you have the resonator at the Vendrian Well spire at your disposal. With it, you have the power to issue an edict to stir the Northern Kingdom. A final victory may yet be yours. Okay, return to your spire in Vendrian Well. From there, you will be able to issue an edict to repel the armies of the Northern Kingdom. Let's go then. It doesn't seem like I can travel a lot this time around. Let's just go to Vendrian Well. I'm gonna save the game there and end the episode.
Man is worn out. I need rest.
Well, we shall cast an edict. I am strong enough for this. Let's rest. Come on, 8 hours. Right, and next time, well, we'll see if we're gonna be able to take on Kairos. There are obviously other whales we haven't found, but might be safe for an expansion or something. See you all next time. Goodbye.